That's a tough question, and it's a issue. Balance is an issue that I think, especially women, deal with every single day, and most of the days are out of balance. But it's really just trying to figure out how you get through the day, but also being able to express yourself and being able to talk to both your partner at home as well as your partner at the office. What's important to you, and as long as you have a partner at home and a partner in the office who supports you, who respects you, and who values you enough to know that there are going to be days where they're not going to be number one, where they're going to be perhaps second in line in terms of priority at that specific moment. If they could respect that and support you with that, then I think you're good. And part of the key to this is finding those partners, finding those places and finding those opportunities where you have the support at home and you have the support in the office that allows you to be nurtured and allows you or gives you the opportunity to grow and reach your goals. I've always been a very driven person. When I first met my husband, he knew from day one that this is what I wanted, and he knew from day one that nothing would really stop me to get what I wanted. And he got that. He understood it. He probably didn't fully appreciate it as much as he does right now, but he understood it, and he was always supportive of it. And having a daughter at a young age and having an incredible support system at home was key. Without my parents who helped raise my daughter, without my husband who was supportive of the long hours that I had to work and really understood that that's what I needed to do in order to be really happy, it wouldn't have happened. Likewise, I needed a support system at the office. My partners, even when I was just a first-year associate, they understood that I had a young child at home, and they would try to schedule meetings after my child was on the bus, as opposed to meetings before my child was on a bus. So being a part of a firm who appreciated that, who supported that, was key. So the best advice I could give is really trying to make sure that when you're setting out, you communicate with whoever you're dealing with, whether it's at home or in the office, what your goals are, that you're committed to doing what you're doing, and sticking to it. And it's okay to say at the end of the day, this was a crazy day, and I haven't been able to do half of what I wanted to do. And that's okay, because tomorrow's another day. About 5 years ago, I was asked to become a member of the firm's executive committee and be one of the co-administrative partners of the firm, which was a role that I took very, very seriously. Obviously, being a successful lawyer and being a successful lawyer with my clients was something that was very near and dear to my heart and something that I really prided myself on. But also being given now the opportunity to take a leadership role at my firm and have an opportunity to make a difference and have my voice heard was equally rewarding to me. Being in a leadership role in a partnership has its ups and downs. It's the most important thing, obviously, is communication. And now that I have a voice, it was very important for me to make sure that my voice was heard. And in order for my voice to be heard, I also made a very concerted effort to make sure that I was hearing everybody else and everybody else's concerns. But I felt like I had an opportunity now to, in a smart way, start making a difference and start making a difference for perhaps the younger generation coming behind me. And with that came obviously issues that revolved around partnership, but also issues that revolved around specifically women in a law firm setting. More than ever, you have more women entering the law force than before. You have women graduating law school at a higher rate than men, and you have women starting out in law firms at higher rates than men. But what I still haven't seen is that women getting to the top at the same rate that men are getting to. So I found that as perhaps now, or I found the leadership role as an opportunity where I could start to pay attention to the issues and concerns that perhaps are unique to women. And now I have a voice and I have an opportunity to maybe pay more attention to flex time and maternity leave and paternity leave and the things that are important to women. And that's why it's important to have women in leadership roles, because we understand the things that are unique to women, the challenges that women face. And it's not that men perhaps don't care. It's just sometimes they just don't get it because they don't know. And being and coming from a place where I get it and I know is really, it would be something that I would take so much pride in and joy in trying to make a change to someone who is perhaps a first year woman who's just starting out at my firm. A good deal is when my client is happy, meaning we got to where we wanted to be as quickly or as slowly as we wanted to get to. And I think one of the things, or a couple of the things that my clients really like about me and the way I do my job is that they know that I go the long haul. I'm committed. They know that I will do whatever I can to make sure the deal closes as it should. I'll be the first to tell them when I think a deal shouldn't close. And they really appreciate the fact, and for many of my clients, I just don't represent them on a transaction, but what I do is I really act as their general counsel in their business outside of the transactions. I appreciate the fact that they really look to me as a team player, as someone who's an important part of their team. They come to me before a deal is even made, before a decision is even had, and the fact that I get input on that is very rewarding to me. And they see how much and how hard I do work for them and how hard I do work to make sure that they achieve their economic goals, that they close their deals as successfully as they can. And that to me just signals that I'm on the right track. And the fact that I've had my clients, my longest standing clients I've had since I was a second-year associate. Being given an opportunity very early on in my career when my partners saw that not only was I doing a very good job, but I was really successful with the way I was handling myself with the clients, that they let me run with it. They gave me the ability to do what I needed to do. And being given that opportunity so early on in my career, I took advantage of it. I didn't let it go. I really didn't let it pass through my fingertips. I really wanted to know that this is a one-time opportunity. Let me do the best I possibly can, and let me try to make sure that I make the most of it. And I did. And over time, this client that started out as a very small client started giving me more and more business over time. And they appreciated the fact that I really did have their best interests at heart. And you have to be a smart attorney, you have to be a great negotiator, you have to have excellent writing skills. But what distinguishes me, I think, from the rest is the fact that I'm willing to go the long haul for my clients. As a young woman, a woman in your 20s, there's a lot of uncertainty. And I think we question ourselves a lot. And looking back and having the opportunity to see what I've been able to accomplish over this period of time in my life, the most important thing I could revert back to is my dedication and my hard work. I never let ego get in the way. I never let a sense of entitlement be even an issue for me. I realized that in order for me to be successful, I had to achieve it. I had to achieve it on my own. Now, absolutely, you need support and you need a great support system along the way. But unless you are willing to give it 110%, and you really do, you're going to fall short. And for me, it's always been about working extremely hard and believing in myself. I've always had this sense of confidence in myself, and I think that's important too. I think the most important thing you could bring, and the confidence obviously has to make sense. I'm not saying being arrogant or obnoxious about it, but believing in yourself, believing and knowing that as long as you work hard, as long as you commit yourself, as long as you're surrounded by the right people, you have to trust in yourself. And as long as you know that you're doing as much as you possibly can at that given moment, there will be rewards. There will be rewards in your profession. So there are going to be times where you feel like giving up, and I've had those times myself. There have been many times where I went home after days of work knowing that I felt like I was falling short in everything that I was doing. But I knew enough not to make a decision when I was very emotional. I knew enough that if I gave it some more thought and really looked deep into why I was where I was, I wanted to and would want to push forward, and I did. So believe in yourself, work really hard, be surrounded by excellent people, people who will elevate you and support you, and you'll get there.